This time on Woody's Garage. Switch me on, baby.
Okay, reassembly of the Honda S90 switch. I went ahead and I soldered the green ground back to the tab here. Hopefully it won't screw it up from pressing against the plastic holder here to hold it in. I gave it a good tug. That's definitely tight. It looks a little cold, but I'm pretty sure it's penetrated pretty well. So I'm going to stick with that. The next thing I want to do is these wires were wrapped in tape loosely, and they look like crap. So I'm going to redo the connections and put some shrink tube on it and go from there. I see the black wire also has a little damage down here. We'll put a little shrink tube over that too. It's a good idea to tin these wires. Strip them like this. Heat them up with a soldering iron and put some solder on them. I'll show you. Yeah, like this. Both ends, then kind of when you touch them together and touch a soldering iron to them, you barely need to add any more solder. Yeah, it looks a little better for our solder, and then we put the shrink tube on it. Got my old friend, the quick cool oscillating fan, getting all the acid fumes away from soldering. But I think we're looking pretty good here. No, it's not assembled yet. It's kind of a, just to see how it's going to fit. And this is the tab. This thing's got to be tapped back down to hold the plastic top on. I think it'll work out pretty good. I just got to put the guts inside, grease them up. And I was going to pull a tumbler out, but no. I'm going to leave it. It works fine. Why screw with it? I was thinking about soldering up that hole, but you know, I think I'm gonna just put some piece of tape or something over it because it's access for later, you know. Bosch, not Bosch. FT1V4. I looked it up. You can read all that crap if you want, but it sounds like the right thing to use. And I think the dielectric grease is just as good to use. I've never really understood these greases. I remember I bought this tube in high school when I had a Triumph 250 for it. The guy in the counter said, "You gotta have this stuff." And he pushed it on. I'm like, what is that? I bought it and I used it, and tube will last a lifetime like it said in the ad. So we're going to apply this to where the springs and the ball bearings run over the bumps. And we're also going to use a little bit on the contact surface. We get that gooped up. Put some grease in the holes where the springs are. Now we got to figure out, we can leave the contacts actually off for now. And determine the wires go out here. Actually, this won't matter now which way it goes on, as far as I know. So I'm going to flip this thing upside down, flip this upside down. I'll put the balls here and get that part lined up with that part in the center there. Let's see, don't have a tripod. I'm in the studio this morning because it's cold, wet outside, it's cold in the basement, and I'd rather do something tedious where it's nice and warm. Let's see if I can get the camera on this, and I'll do the best I can to record it. Yeah, this is probably not going to be too fun. Okay, I can get a little more grease on the ends of the springs. Then I'm going to take the balls. Where'd you go? Here they are. Put them on the center of the spring. then we're going to turn this over. Consummate the marriage. Of course, I ended up with a spring in my hand. So that wasn't too good. Otherwise, I think I nailed it. All right. Well, one thing I didn't realize, Okay, I'm kind of confused now. Why? Because I just kind of realized something. Yeah, this is very non-professional, I realize that. These holes go all the way through. Never mind. Take two. Okay. Yeah, these clips gotta kind of be in place because they're holding the spring from pushing all the way through. Oh, actually, take these off. Okay. Push them out. I got it. I got the way to do this. And I'm wondering if this should have all this grease on it. Okay. The only spring you really need to have is the center one, that little one in there. Then you can put it on however you like, okay? That's in there. Now you put the balls through the holes. Duh. And the grease is kind of going to hold them in place too to help you out. Then you put in the springs. They are springy, especially this one. Then you'd put on these little pieces of whatever they are. Yeah, I'm not quite happy with this either. Yeah, okay, well that's an idea, but at the same time, Jesus. Alright, I'm still kind of trying to think of the easiest way to do this. I'm taking those little plastic plates, putting a little bit of the dielectric grease on them so that they kind of stick to the contacts. Now we're dropping the contacts. Oh, get over here. It's a little bit tedious. So right now, they're kind of floating on the springs, if you can see that. They're not seated down, but they're in the exact right place. So if I put the top on, this should be good. The only other thing I want to do with the top is take a little bit of grease and smear it up a little bit. Sorry if the camera's kind of far away there, but we are doing the best we can. Like I said, I have no experience in doing this, and it shows. Alright, now The ground wire is going to kind of fight me. Okay. So we got the 3 conductors over here because the switch goes like this. And we got the 3 conductors here which go here. Can you see that? I hope so. And I'll tell you, that felt like it really just wanted to go back together. Like it's telling me, you're right. Yeah. Very hard to crimp those things down. Can't do it with a little tiny screwdriver. I gotta think of another way to crimp these tabs over. You see them? I know this is really bad light and stuff. So let me see if I can get those tabbed down. Get the wires all coming through this. I guess that part's easy enough. That you can squeeze with your fingers. Which will kind of hold it in place. The ground wire looks like it's holding very well there. So what can crunch that down? You need something to, go in here and come over the top and I'll see if I can find something to do that. At least I can let go of it right now. So I think maybe putting it in the vise and putting a screwdriver on it and just tapping them home might be the best way to do it. Alright, what I gotta do is kind of hold this thing down with one finger, a little blunt screwdriver here, and a light hammer. We'll tap this over, I hope. Yeah, and the ground came off. Okay. I guess we're going to have to resolder the ground, huh? What an odd place to put that, but that's where they put it. Let me see. Get a little more light on this side. And we'll... I'm going to use a punch or something on this. Yeah, this might have been a better idea for the other side too, because it's about the same size as the tab with a screwdriver. Might have screwed up that connection. Okay, don't want to overdo it. I think that's good. Oh yeah, that's nice and tight and sealed. Let's see, where's the key? Yeah, I'm sure there's some continuity tests I can do. He feels good. Just going to put a piece of tape over the hole and try to resolder this. I was thinking at one time I was using the hole to solder to. But who knows, it might be tight next to something and rip off, so I don't know. Like I said, that's an awful place for the ground. Okay, we got to resolder this. Yeah, back in the studio. I did previously scuff this tab up a little bit so that the solder would stick better, and it did seem to be sticking well. It just couldn't take the pounding of pounding the tab in. But we'll see if we can resolder it, and I'll show you the results. Okay, resoldered. It seems to stick right away, which kind of scares me. But look, the solder looks a little cold, but I don't know how you can really heat up this whole tin in order to get it on there. But I'm confident with that. It's clamped down in the this little clamp thing here that holds all the wires, so it's not going to move or anything. I think it looks good. Let's see if we can do those continuity tests and figure out what's going on. Make sure everything works. Okay. So I put some zip ties on it to tighten things up. We got the key in it. We're in the off position. This is a fluke multimeter, and when you have it set on continuity, you put the leads together, it makes the tone. So in the off position, I think I've done just about every position. You get nothing. Okay. This is a red wire. This is a black wire. Position 2. Okay, that's good. Position 3 is where we should get more connections. I'm remembering what I saw in the schematic now. So red to black should work. It does. Red to white, I believe, should work. Nothing. Red to yellow, I think, should work. Nothing. Okay, look at this. Okay, yellow to white works. We're in the third position. I'm guessing that the switch is going to work just fine. Where's Brownie? The brown is here. That was the headlight one. That's the most important. And we got continuity. That's red to brown right there. That's black to brown. But the yellow and the white are mysterious to me. I mean, do those go to the rectifier? I'm saying this switch is going to work. So the next video, it'll be in the bike. I don't think I'm going to do it today. It's very cold and very windy outside. So, of course, it doesn't matter to you. Okay. And it's time to install the switch today. Just sprayed out the contacts there with some contact cleaner. And let's put it in. Alright, here's the plug. Looks pretty good. We'll plug it in. Got these little notches here. Little notches there. There we go. Now we gotta feed the key back up in here. Gotta take the ring off, take the key out. And then when you get it up there, I usually put the key back in because it kind of helps you manipulate it through the hole. First pull, second pull, wiggling the key, perfect. Guess we gotta see if it runs. Haven't started in a while. I can remember how.